Oh man, that's far down. Come on. Man, one of my parts for sure gonna die. Not gonna be me. Not the other dwarf either, so it's gonna be Korvac or Orion for sure. I guess we'll see.
Whew, all right, okay. Down the well, okay. Here we go. Whew. Yeah, okay, let's do this. All right, they're gonna be like, yeah, Orion, you're so cool. Oh, I wish I always knew you're such a good captain. Way better than that Korvac guy. Okay. Man, is this supposed to be this dark? I've got a torch around here somewhere. Nope. Okay, not that. Wait. That's my blanket. Got you. Oh, shoot! Heads up, guys!
Get a hold of yourself, Talgroff. This is it. It's got to be down here somewhere. It just has to be. And if it isn't, I'm not even sure my oath could compel me to face the silver flame. Anyway, what's that? It's a glintle. Are those shields? It's got to be here.
I definitely thought that your hand would be a lot more silver than it was, since your name is Silverhand. That's usually how it works. I remember I met this fire wizard once, and his name was Burn. It was pretty obvious that he's a fire wizard because, burn and fire burns and stuff. So, he's a fire wizard, but I watched him die. So he is no longer a threat. But oh man, I remember when I killed Click, because he thought that I was... Well, he was just not a good guy, and I got a note that said I should probably kill him. I shouldn't say that out loud now, should I? Well, my crew awaits. Not my ship crew, but my crew. Down there, that you just saw them go down the hall. Well, not the little one. I don't really know who that guy is, but he's doing... Speaking of captain here, actually, this new little person keeps calling himself the captain, and he's definitely not the captain. I've got the hat. You see, I got this hat right here. It's quite nice. It fits on me perfect. He doesn't have a hat. He's no captain. He's just a kid with a little...
Korvac, who are you talking to?
Hi, and welcome to Lazy BardCast. I'm David Williams, the DM for this journey. Thank you for joining us for our first official episode of Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard as our heroes start their adventure into Undermountain beneath the Yawning Portal. And we're just going to jump right into it by introducing our characters.
My name's Sean Luke. I'm playing Maven, the Monolith Smolderbeard.
I'm Cal Penguin! And I'm playing Talgroff, the Mountain Shield Elf Paladin.
Mountain Shield Elf?
Dwarf.
Nailed it.
Got it.
Mountain
time.
Shield?
Mountain... And I'm playing the Mountain Dwarf
Elf.
Paladin. We'll figure it out. Yeah,
We'll see what I am when we get there.
My name is Korvac. I am playing the strongest member of this group, Korvac, the Mesmer, and I'll be playing Kyle Dell.
Wow.
I'm Josh Yarnell. I'm playing Orion Goodbarrel, the leader of the group and the strongest.
That's not true.
I'm not going first anymore.
Let's see how it is.
Previously, you guys met up at the Yawning Portal through various means. You all met Durnan, the proprietor at the Yawning Portal, and Lady Laryl Silverhand. They discussed with you a problem with a drow that said that he knew the captain, who they inferred was Korvac, the recently made captain.
Heard that, Josh?
He talked to you a little bit, and you discovered that there might be something of intrigue down in the depths of Undermountain beneath the Yawning Portal, the famed dungeon that lies below. And so you all got into the well, made your way down, and that's where we pick up. So one at a time, you all drop down into this incredibly dark room. If you do not have dark vision, you are considered blinded down in this area, which I think only Orion is the only one at this point. But looking around at the walls, you can see walls that are covered in at least 50 or 60 shields that cover the entirety of the walls.
Shield Elf will love that.
The floor in this room is very sandy. Some of the sand is kind of kicked up. It's almost a little foggy in this room as a slight breeze coming from up above kind of picks up some of the sand. You can see there's a few items buried within the sand around. Some adventuring gear, a few bones, things of that nature. And you can see that there's a tunnel on the far end of this room that leads further into the dungeon, you imagine.
Talgroff is going to look up at the wall of shields and
try to see if he can spot something even resembling dwarvish.
Yeah, looking around at all the shields, it's easy enough to look over. You can see that most of them are adventuring shields, various pieces of wood kind of banded together with a few pieces of iron. A lot of them have chunks missing out of them. But a lot of the shields are covered in small, like, graffiti marks, like Larry was here, K and B forever, things that people, like, engrave into trees and stuff. You know this is a well-traveled part of the dungeon.
As you see that, you see Korvac looking over, etching something inside of one of these things as he's reading all of the different graffitied etched marks.
As you touch one of the shields, it kind of off the wall, and one at a time, in like a domino effect, the shield.
Oh no.
They all scatter quickly across and just fall down on the ground, making echoing noises throughout this small cavern that you imagine go down deeper into the dungeon. But behind it, you can see a message written in what appears to be some sort of thickish liquid. You can see where like the tail ends of the letters have kind of dripped down and formed small globules that have dried on the wall. But you see a message written on the wall. You're unsure of what it is as the echoes kind of start making their way back and echoing back and forth through this hall and deeper into the dungeon.
Well, that's ominous.
What in the hell you think you're doing?
What do you mean?
All the shields. They just come straight off the wall.
Who says I did that?
I just saw you do it.
I can't see anything. It's so dark down here.
Hey, steady, lad.
I'm gonna light a torch, okay?
Hey, hold on. I got something better. Fish around my bag for the drift globe.
Well, what is this?
Speak the word, it'll glow.
Glow. Is that the word?
No, it's not the word. It's monolith.
Yeah. As Maven says the monolith, the globe lights up, and this bluish, what looks like a clear earth globe, lifts off the ground or out of your hand and kind of levitates in the air, illuminating the space around you. And now with the light, you can see the old red markings on the wall in the Elvish writing. You can see the various colored shields across the ground, various states of disrepair, some rusted, some spattered with blood. And it illuminates the floor, bright sand in this dark castle crenellation.
Oh yeah, little one. You make anything of this?
It looks like blood. Whoa, are these a bunch of shields? Is that what that noise was?
Spot on.
Yeah.
What does it say? Can you guys read this?
That's what I was asking you, man.
Yeah, do you always talk this fast?
Yeah.
You better slow down. Can hardly understand what you're saying.
But with that light, those of you with dark vision, so everybody but Orion at the moment, can see into the next room a little bit. You can see that there's rows and rows of statues on either side. Can't make out what they are from here. But yeah, you can see that in the next room, just rows and rows of statues on either side. They appear fairly large, relief-style sculptures.
Without waiting, Talgroff is just going to charge off in that direction.
Sure.
And look over a statue.
Cool. Yeah, you start making your way into the room, and you can see that there are two lines of statues on either side of the room.
As I notice, Talgroff heads forward. Oh, I think we should all move forward and check out those statues. Oh, good man, Talgroff. I'm the captain.
But you guys make your way up, and you can see some creatures, a few of you might recognize, some that you might not. But one thing that's for sure is that you see lines of these sculptures of devils across either side of this room. Some horned, some with wings. You can see that this room, it continues forward, but it disappears in blackness. As you kind of continue making your way past either row of statue, you can see that it does open up into a small staircased area, a raised platform in the center with a few pillars. All the statues are in this long stretch of hallway.
I don't think we want to tangle with any of these things there.
And as you are making your way down the line, Talgroff out in front, you can see that there is a skeleton laid out in front of one of these statues. Its hand kind of pointed up and being held suspended in the air, pointing at one of the statues. Specifically, it's the one that looks like it looks almost like a mosquito, a giant mosquito.
I think we want to avoid that one. The insect one statue right there. Doesn't seem like the dead like it. The living probably will like it even less.
What if he was pointing the way to go?
What if he was just really weak and couldn't take it?
Probably that. I suppose we can look behind the statue. See if there's maybe a hidden door or something.
You first.
Do you
All
look
right.
for one?
I'll go look.
Yeah, I'm going to look specifically around the base of the statue rather than the actual carving itself.
Sure, each of you can make an investigation check.
Maven's gonna walk up and ready, like, to swing on this with his greatsword, but he's just gonna wait for it because he doesn't trust it. He's just gonna hold it, just looking it dead in the eyes the whole time.
Sure.
I got a 16.
I got a 5.
As you guys are kind of searching across this statue, Korvac, you notice 2 small dots kind of near the base of the statue, and you kind of go to put your hands over them, and you see the dots. They appear on the front of your skin, as if it's like a light source being projected from behind you. And you turn around, and you can see this large, what looks like a pig ape-like demon thing, and you can see that the light source is coming from its eyes.
I'm gonna see if I can move it.
Sure. You're going to try and move the big pig statue?
Yeah, I'm gonna try to just twist it around and see if I can angle it.
This lad thinks he's got the brawn. Let's see it.
Make an athletics check.
12.
You go up to it and you start messing with the statue. You kind of grab your hands on either side and go to turn it, and you feel your hand click on something behind the statue. Kind of sit there for a minute, not sure what to do.
I think I did it. I released something.
You didn't move it at all, though.
Come tell me what I clicked.
You clicked something.
Yeah, okay, I'll look.
I gotta be honest, I'm not a big fan of clicks. So maybe you should just not move for a moment while we figure this out.
All right.
You still just holding this button, Orion?
Yeah.
Okay.
They said to hold on, so I'm gonna...
Sure.
Hold on.
Can I see where his hand's being held, and can I go see if that's on any other statue, or...
You go and looking kind of the same sort of alcove, you look behind on the mosquito-like creature. It takes a little bit of searching, but in the relief you can see underneath one of his wings, now knowing where that there's kind of these small switches. You see another one on that statue as well.
There's one here, too. Why don't you let go of that one and see what happens?
Okay. I'll let go.
Oh,
Okay. You let go, and as you let go, the button clicks again on its way out, and then the statue kind of and opens a little bit.
Can I manipulate it now?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you grab on the side and you kind of pry the door open, and looking inside this small room, you can see the source of the light, which is a sword that's glowing red, it's glowing like a dull reddish color, and it's pierced into what looks like an old armor rack. You can see that there's also a skeletal hand on the floor in this room, as well as a few bits of scattered armor and weapons.
I found Excalibur, guys. Come on. I'm gonna run after the sword.
Okay. Yeah, you run to the room. Looking inside, you can see there's another door in this room leading to somewhere else, but this one just appears to be a wooden door. You run up to the sword?
Yep, I'll pull it out.
Sure. You run over, you grab it, you pull out the sword. You have a glowing sword.
I'm gonna show my friends.
It does appear to be a little bit heavy, but it sheds light for you in about a 10-foot radius or so. And this room is pretty small. It looks like a storage closet of sorts for armory.
You're gonna stick out with that thing, too.
Well, it looks pretty good for now. I mean, we have this
looks
big...
like a target.
There's a glowing orb following me too, and now I have a glowing sword. That's quite a pair.
To be fair, that orb is, 30 feet behind you?
It's following me, I noticed.
All right, well, hey, you found it, whatever.
There's another door in here too, but should we see if there's other rooms behind these other statues?
Might be a good idea.
Maven, what are you and Talgroff doing?
He's just keeping to himself, kind of looking over the statues.
Sure. And Talgroff, what are you up to?
Prepping with the young lad here to click the next statue.
Who's running around with his long sword.
Yeah.
Okay. Maven, as you're going statue to statue, kind of going over them, as you get near the end, you see this small raised platform that you've seen a few times now, except this time you see a figure standing in front of one of the pillars. You see a large, what you recognize as a bugbear, but he's just leaned up against the pillar, kind of looking in all of your direction, just watching what you're doing.
All this looking to be like, so what's your deal? You just shrug at him.
He kind of leans off the pillar and steps down.
Flinch harder after
So
that.
nonchalant.
But you see this deep red-skinned figure, buff, just completely shredded guy, standing almost 8 feet tall. He takes just one single step forward away from the pillar, and what are you doing?
Looking at these statues.
Is this your sword?
No.
Sweet, I'm keeping it.
I'm going to turn around and regain my composure as I see this buff bugbear in front of me, and I'm going to kind of poke my chest out more and just really terribly covering this up and walk
Perfect.
over as I literally winced when he said what's your deal? And then catch myself and
Have you been here the whole time?
I have been here for some time. Yes.
Do you live here, or like, what are you doing?
Oh, we do live here. Yes.
You said we.
Yes, we. Are you adventure type? You look like it.
Well, my name is Korvac.
Pleasure to meet you, Korvac. What bring you to my home?
It's fine for the pleasantry, but we're actually here looking for something. Looking for a few things.
What is it you look for? I know this place very well.
Looking for a shield. Very certain, it's respectable kind of shield, dwarven made.
What else?
Well, I'm not really care about this shield. I don't really know what that's about. No offense, man. I
You
just
talked
met you.
about it like an hour ago.
I mean, I know what it is, but I don't actually know what it is. He just said it. I just don't really care about it because we just met. We're also looking for a squid man.
A squid man.
You know, squid, usually
Minor
underwater,
illusion,
but it's...
some tentacles.
I'm going to keep rambling on about how it's like,
Yeah.
tentacles, a big bulbous head. It's
I
kind
do not know a squid man.
What about drow?
What about them?
You seen a lot of those guys?
You do not see drow unless they wish to be seen. It is kind of their thing.
I saw one earlier. Oh, you think he got his finger? See?
Then he wanted you to be seen.
Do you know where these drow come from? Where this drow might have came from?
Where most drow come from is the Underdark. I do not know why he here. So you look for shield. You look for drow.
No, we're looking for drow and squidman.
We're also looking for the shield. That was part of the deal, eh?
Regardless of what need, you need to go deeper within the mountain. I could show you a way.
How do we know that we can trust you, man?
Yeah, that's pretty nice of you.
Actually, I need to trust you. You see, there are many of me here. Hundreds of me here.
Many of you specifically, or like your brothers and sisters or something?
Yeah, like this, and I poof my illusions next to me.
There are many of us down here. Many of my kind, many of lesser kind.
Here's the thing, buddy. You don't know where the shield is. You don't know where the squid people are. Seems like they're just kind of in the way.
And
Can
you
we go
do
now?
not know where the stairs down are. Do you care to wander this entire place just randomly, or would you like a guide?
I'm kind of thinking a guide might be a good idea.
Talgroff's gonna huddle up with Maven a little bit and go, probably not a good idea to make more enemies. Just skirt along with them. If we don't need them, we can always get rid of them later.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Just say yes.
As they are huddling, I was like, hey, there's more dwarfs down here.
Many year ago, sure, yes.
They're not here, is what you're saying, because they
Not-
live a pretty long time.
Not anymore. This bring me to problem. There is people to north. They call themselves Undertaker. They are not so tough, but their newest creation is a man made of flesh.
We're all made of flesh. What do you mean?
He is stitched together of flesh and bone,
Ooh, I see.
animated by some sort of magic. We plan attack, and they would raise this thing from maybe dead. I don't know what to call it. But if you take out this thing, then I give you safe passage. Better yet, two good friend of mine, Book and Spook, they give you passage. They infiltrate Undertaker for me. They're there now.
Captain is calling a meeting. One moment, did not get your name.
We are Xanathar.
One moment.
Yes.
Sorry, I was playing with my sword, and as I was swinging it around, I was like,
Watch
okay,
where you're swinging that,
my
man.
arm's
Come on.
getting kind of tired, so I was like, maybe I'll just set
Put
it down
it down,
for a
man.
minute.
Just put it down.
Oh, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I can't.
You can't what?
Well, my arm started to get tired from swinging it around, so I was like, okay, this is heavy. I'm gonna put it down, and I went to go set it down, and look.
I'm gonna be like, crap, and I'm gonna put my sword on my back, and let me see your hand.
So we gotta cut it off.
I'm just gonna grab his hand, and I'm just gonna try and rip it out of his hand.
Yeah, easily enough, you pull it out of his grasp, and as soon as you kind of relax with it, it disappears from your hand and reappears in his.
Oh, thank God! I pull my hands from behind my back, and it's there again.
We'll deal with that in just a moment. Come here and try not to poke anyone. So, I don't really know how I feel about just trusting the first guy we go to just to attack another group of people, because we don't even know these other groups of people.
It is just man stitched together, raised from dead.
Yeah, I don't know why I want it. And I realized that I just responded to him. 1 moment, please. So,
I don't see the problem in helping them. They live down here too, right?
I say we just do it.
Yeah, and then he'll
Get it
help
over
us.
with.
I'll say in Dwarven, let's just remember that everything down here is going to try and kill us.
What was that?
I didn't quite get that one.
Talgroff will say in Dwarvish, it's a good day to die.
Maybe we'll throw another 90s line in and be like, I got too much to do to die.
Well, listen, Korvac, I know you're the captain and all, but
I am the captain.
we don't really know
I
it.
am the captain. I look back at the bugbear.
We don't really know anyone down here.
That's
it
my
might-
point, though.
might as well figure it out by jumping in. No sense dilly-dallying.
I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
I'm pretty sure we're on page 1. That's it. It's the first page. Start writing the story at least. We just got down here.
Yeah, we're on the prologue right now. To be fair, we've been down here for like 20 minutes and his hand's already stuck to a sword.
All right, moving on. Mr. Bugbear.
Yes.
Mr. Red. Can I call you Red?
Okay.
He's a red bugbear.
Okay. That actually works.
I am reasonable man.
Mr. Red, I think we have come to the conclusion, and I'm the captain and all, and decided that you can lead the way. I will give you permission to lead the way.
I am not leading way. I'm telling you which way to go. I do not.
Tomato, it's all the same.
I do not trust any of you enough to travel with you, and I think you would be foolish to blindly trust me as well.
Yes. It would be so dumb of us, as I look through our party, to just blindly trust someone we just met.
Things down here, they're not like up above. People like me who are not allowed in your society, we can live, but there are strange things that happen here, and do not trust those.
Like
unique-
this thing over here, like point at Orion's hand.
As I say, things down here, they're strange. Whoever it is that built this place, he is a trickster. He liked to play a trick on us, but he is harmless.
All right, well, let's get to it then.
Head north.
All right.
And
Where's
then
north?
he points in a direction, and you can see that there is a large pillar with like a large bones giant constrictor snake wrapped around it. I do not know how snake get there. It's kind of strange, but it nice aesthetic. Make your way in that direction. The Xanathar, we thank you for your assistance, and we hope that we become good friends. Remember, seek out Book and Spook. They will not make themselves unknown. They're trustworthy characters, but I would not trust them.
That doesn't make any sense at all.
It will when you meet them.
Well, I like you, Mr. Red. Thank you.
I like you too. And no offense, what brings such young man into a place like this?
Adventure!
We're all asking the same question.
You do not fear death then,
Well, yeah, of course, but...
but you enter this place. People who enter here, they do not fear death.
Well, the people in here are soon gonna fear me, Mr. Red.
I wish you the best of luck,
Wow.
my friend. That is intimidating attitude, and I like it.
I audibly hold back a laugh as he says that.
Sure. And you guys continue on north.
Can I say something as
Yeah.
we're leaving? Oh, Ryan. Ryan, have you ever been in a fight before?
Yeah, one time, yeah,
As we all look, and his skin's flawless, no cuts, no scars. No.
yeah, one time my
His
little
fingernails are
sister was
clean.
trying to play with one of my instruments, and I was not gonna have that, so we got in a kind of a tussle.
I don't know if kind of a tussle equivalates to that. Equivalates? I'm impressed myself. I don't know if that's the same as a fight.
I've read a lot of books about fighting and other books, and I'm ready.
The smell of rot and decay begins to meet your nose as you start walking forward. The smell of like horribly rotten, just death. That unmistakable smell of death. And Orion, this is probably the first time you're encountering something like this.
What's that smell?
Smells like that ghost ship. Remember that, Korvac?
I do remember that ghost ship. It's unmistakable.
No mistakes have been made.
No mistakes to be made.
Just past this doorway on your right, it just curves directly to your right, and you see that it opens up into a smaller room that just that smell of rot is just filled inside of this room. You can see like half-eaten corpses laying on the ground, bones scattered across. You can see just mounds of just refuse all filled up inside of this room. You can see on the opposite side of this maybe 30-foot long
maybe 10-foot wide room. You can see that the hallway continues, but it's after this long stretch of room just covered in mounds of refuse and bone.
Can I do something before we go forward?
Yeah.
I'm just going to pull my free hand and like kind of rub the sword. I'm just going to say, magic, magic, go away. Don't come back another day. And I'll cast Dispel Magic on it and see what it does.
Ooh, interesting. Make an Arcana check.
It is a 22.
22. As you finish up your little nursery rhyme, you watch as the sword dulls. You feel like you could just let it go. And as you feel that sensation, you kind of just drop your hand to the ground and sort of clatters to the floor.
Oh, all right. Well, that's taken care of. Man, my arm's sore. I'll just kind of kick it towards the door. And are we ready?
Should have kept that.
Chang, 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 chang. Onto the floor.
Your first cursed item.
So, Talgroff, you take the lead into this room, and Korvac followed pretty close behind with Orion running up. Maven, I imagine you're probably up with either Talgroff or Korvac, kind of side by side with one of them.
Actually, I'll let them go past, and I'll
Okay.
go in the back.
Okay,
and,
take up the rear. Orion, as your drift globe hits this room, you can just see piles of corpses and half-eaten bodies. You see pieces of bone that are just shattered in half. You can see where the marrow's been like pulled out of the bones, bodies that have just been left to rot for you don't know how long. And right as you break into the room with your drift globe, Talgroff, it's the moment you watch this creature from a small alcove inside of the room that was pitch black, but luckily Orion came in with his drift globe. You watch as this creature looks like a floating brain with a beak on the front of the brain, and all of these tentacles hanging from its body reaches out and tries to grab you. So, Talgroff, we're going to roll initiative.
Great.
I got a 2.
I got a 3.
3, okay. So, we're trying out for the first time ever tonight a group initiative. We might like it, we might not like it, and we're just going to see how it goes, and we might change it in the future. Talgroff, you guys won the group initiative, so Talgroff, as this creature comes out and its tentacles reach out, and you're able to kind of like pull back from it, and you see this crazy creature in front of you. This enormous beak, no eyes, pulsing brain with all these tentacles hanging off of it. Nothing, no part of it is touching the floor. It seems to be hovering in its place. But you kind of take a step back with this thing right in front of you.
Talgroff is going to, kind of as a practice reaction, he's going to grasp his symbol of his clan, the Silver Flame, and he's going to cast Misty Step on himself to go back to where most of the group was.
Okay.
And then he is going to take out the green ornamental dagger that he had received from Durnan before he went down, and he's just going to throw it at whatever that thing was.
So as your form disappears into this like bluish mist, Korvac, as you're watching kind of what's going on, you see as Talgroff disappears and this creature, this floating brain with a beak, turns and looks in quotation marks directly at you and starts like its tentacles squirming in your direction. But Talgroff, as you reappear behind, pull that dagger, and as you're standing there, you see that there's a second one on the other side of this room.
Talgroff is going to look at the one he was focusing on and then quick dart to the other one and last second throw it at the one nearest to him.
Make an attack roll.
That's dirty 20 to hit.
That definitely hits. Roll damage.
Minimum damage. 5 points of piercing.
Okay. Yeah, as you take your dagger and you throw it at this creature, you watch as it, though it doesn't have eyes, it seems to sense the object that's coming towards it. It darts to the side, and your dagger does collide with one of its squirming tentacles near the edge of it, and it slices it off. But other than that, it appears to be pretty okay. Korvac, as he disappears, and you're left standing almost face to face with this creature in front of you.
I kind of brace myself. I get my sword out, and as I pull out my greatsword, and I kind of get in a position as I'm getting ready to hit it, I will summon my 2 illusions next to me, and I will cast Mage Armor on myself.
Perfect. Yeah, you make duplicates of yourself that look near identical to your own form, Korvac, as they form around you. And then the shimmering barrier of bluish magic kind of shimmers down the front of your body in a continuous, almost like waterfall effect. Ryan, you're next in this room, and looking in front of you, you can see these newfound companions now in the first combat you've ever seen. It's with these crazy brain tentacle creatures.
This will be better than any show. So I pull out my loot, and then I'm gonna try to skirt around Talgroff, like underneath him, to get between him and Korvac. And then as I start playing a little, and then like kind of scoot around, and the music kind of swells up around Tallgraph as I bardic inspiration you, and then my playing picks up even faster. And then the heat off my fingers begins to burn as from them a firebolt shoots out and shoots straight at this one directly in front of me.
Sure, yeah.
So that is a 26 to hit.
Yeah, it'll roll damage.
15 fire damage.
15. Dang.
I turn back to Tallgraph and I say, I learned that one in a book.
Yeah, as your firebolt streaks out, you watch as the notes on your ukulele, they kind of form and they start floating off of the ukulele and forming into the air, swirling into a small firebolt that then streaks across the room and connects with this grell. You see it burns up one or two of its tentacles as it rips straight through the first one, connects with the second. They kind of singe up in a long, almost like a rope burning or a...
I weakened them. Get them, boys.
But yeah, nice turn. Is that it?
That's it.
All right, Maven taking up the rear.
So Maven's going to be rounding the corner, not seeing any of this yet, and then he hears all this commotion. He'll instinctively grab his greatsword and kind of make the turn around the corner. And as he's running, he'll see Tallgraph looking at this one that he can't see yet, and he'll just put his greatsword on the ground and almost drag it. And as he comes up to it, he's going to swing it on the ground and arc it upwards to something he doesn't even see yet.
Awesome. Yeah, make an attack roll.
24 to hit.
Okay. Damage?
12 damage.
Okay.
Dress.
As you come running into the room, grabbing your greatsword, understanding the sounds of battle, feel the crunching of the bones and the bodies under your sword as you're dragging it across the floor. You can kind of watch as a few sparks are being made on the different tiles that it's connecting with. And for the first time attacking something with this sword, you feel guidance. You feel a hand giving you some sort of strength in this. As you come up and connect with this brain tentacle monster that's in front of you, this grell, and chop off a good 3 of the tentacles.
The last thing I'll do is I'll half turn my head and just see if everyone else is okay. Other than that, I'm
okay. To the grells. So the one right in front of you, Maven, you watch as its tentacles kind of come out, and it's going to try and grab onto you. A 17 to hit.
That hits.
I need a Constitution save.
22.
Okay, so you pass the con save, so you only take 12 points of damage. As this creature reaches out and you feel its tentacles grabbing onto you and trying to pull onto you, and you're able to shake that off, and then it's going to come down and its beak opens up as you can feel it almost looking at you, though it doesn't have eyes. You feel it perceiving you. That probably misses. That's a 12 to hit.
Yeah, miss.
And then the other grell is going to, for the first time watching these things move, you watch as it kind of glides over the corpses in the room. I'll say as it kind of comes up, looking at the illusions right in front of it, it's going to try and, you see as it reaches out its tentacles to wrap around this illusion. 13 to hit?
No.
Okay. You watch as its tentacles, it goes to grab onto it, and the tentacles just go straight through this illusion's form, and you watch as this intelligent brain is figuring out what's going on, and then it floats forward straight through the illusion and is going to try and peck at you, who is the next in line.
Okay.
So 14 to hit you, Korvac.
Nope.
Okay. You can definitely tell that there's an intelligence to these creatures, as most of it is brain, aside from the tentacle and the beak. Mm-hmm. But you see it's figuring out your illusions. Tallgraph, as you watch Maven run into this room, take a swing at this creature. It's your turn. What do you do?
Tallgraph is going to grasp this clan seal and look at the grell that he threw the dagger at.
Okay.
And a sort of syrupy silver flame is going to erupt in both of his eyes as he activates his oath spell, Hunter's Mark.
Ooh, cool.
And he's going to say, I see you, laddie. The silver flame sees you. And he's going to run up in the short movement he has and take a swing at him with his battle axe.
Sure. Yeah, you charge across the narrow hallway and make your attack.
That's like 24.
Yeah.
14 points of damage.
All right, yeah. You run up to this grell and you take your battle axe, and it comes down just straight on top of the brain. And you watch as a few bits of the brain kind of split apart. It still appears to be moving and functional somehow, though its brain has now had a battle axe through it.
After he takes that first swing, he realizes that he was so frightened by the first one that He really could have got another attack off, but he's just going to do it now just for good measure. That's 16 to hit.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice damage. 16 points.
Okay, how do you want to kill this girl?
Ooh, this girl.
The first attack with the battle axe, he ran up and did an overhead swipe and kind of looked still with the syrupy flames in his eyes. And he's going to actually turn it pommel side and just throw it right into its stomach, brain,
The
Thorax.
Yeah, so you turn around your battle axe and jam it into the lower portion of the brain. And as you do, you feel the weight of it kind of come down on your axe as it slumps down and then sloughs off the edge of your axe. And now you just see the only other one still floating. Maven, you watch as directly after connecting with your great axe swing, this uppercut, Talgroth follows up and finishes off this Grell. You can still see the other one on the hallway, just up the hallway.
I'm going to, as he's swinging down, I'm going to roll over his shoulders, and as I'm doing that, I'm going to swing on the other one.
Oh, yeah, I like it. You come down with your greatsword. You flip around with the momentum that you're being given from this swing. You connect hard into the side of this Grell and kind of give him almost like a... well, you just cut his tentacles in almost like singular bar style.
It's called diagonal, dude. Singular bar.
I like the imagery. Okay?
Diagonal.
Diagonally.
Nah,
You
singular
cut
bar.
in a diagonally for
I almost... Never mind. I almost got way more descriptive for no reason. But it's
Maven was raising the bar, okay? That's all I'm trying to say.
Orion, this creature now is right up in front of you. Its tentacles kind of flailing around. You can see it perceiving you, and some of its tentacles are coming out in your direction, kind of scraping across you. You can feel the sliminess of these tentacles as they run down your body.
Have at thee! And then I'll throw my loot, I'll sling it around on the string, so it's on my backside. The strap. Whatever. I'll sling it around to my backside, and I'll pull out my rapier, and I'll make a thrust as I say, "Have at thee!"
Do it.
Natural one.
As he does this, I would like to kind of look over at him and say, "You got this, kid." And I'm gonna actually use my luck point to reroll that.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
lucky also. Yeah. I could have rerolled it as well. Luck point from a friend. Natural one.
Is that where your luck comes in now?
I don't know. Does my luck come in now?
No, you must use the new
I
roll.
must use it. Oh wow. My
You-
arm's
you
still
rolled-
sore
you
from
rolled
the
two
other
ones.
sword.
Yeah, no.
Fate
has
don't.
decided you are not raising the bar.
You thrust forward with your rapier, and you watch as the tentacles from this creature, though it's not looking directly at you, they all kind of come around your arm as the creature floats up slightly, and then it drapes back down, and you feel the tentacles almost wrapping around your arm before you're able to pull it back out really quickly. You felt like you almost got caught.
man.
You take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. As this creature reaches out, you feel it grab around your arm, and you feel like your fingers just being crushed around the hilt of your sword before you're able to pull it back out. And now it's going to try and follow through with that with its beak on you.
Oh no.
It's a 6 to hit.
Misses.
As it snaps down, you're
You
able
ain't
to
got no eyes.
you're able to duck back out of the way quick enough.
My sister hits harder than that.
Okay.
That's his only experience.
Orion, you're now engaged with this Grell face to face.
I got him tied up. Somebody take care of him.
Corvette goes from shaking his head to straight face palming. Will somebody show this kid how to fight?
And you can see now the Grell, its tentacles are kind of reaching out towards the wall, and you can see it kind of panning around the room looking for somewhere to hide.
The syrupy flames will drain from my eyes and then reappear with increasing stoking like a fire towards this new creature.
Cool.
And I'll say, away from the lad, and I'll just attack him with my
Sweet.
battle axe.
Do it.
For a total of an 11.
Just barely misses. As this creature now looking around the room for somewhere to escape, it misses your first attack.
Talgroth is not going to skip any beat. He's going to just buck his shoulder down a little bit and try to just hit it right in the
Sure, kind of jab
brain face.
Sure.
Abdullah
This
oblongata.
is so hard to do.
Here, hold on.
They don't have humans stuff. Still pretty bad, but better this time. 13.
13 does hit.
Get him, Telegraph.
Really good damage. 17.
You jab it kind of in the beak. You see a few pieces of its beak kind of shatter off on the top. You watch as this grell just slumps to the floor in the pile of bodies that is in this room. And combat comes to an end.
That was flippin' sweet! You see how I got that guy with the fire? I lit him on fire.
Maybe you should take a step back or two next time. You seem to be better with your fire than your stick.
I'm just a little sore right now. I'll do better next time. You watch.
You never trust a man with a thin sword.
As we all have 2 great swords and a battle axe, and you got a toothpick.
Look, you did all right. All things considered, did pretty good.
Well, let's keep going.
You guys continue on through this room, crunching over the bones, over the bodies of these grell. And continuing forward, there's a very small hallway as you round the corner. And you can see that there's quite a bit of torchlight coming from a immediate hallway on your left-hand side. As you begin approaching this, you hear a voice say, "Who goes there? You better watch out. We're well armed."
The monolith comes. Who are you?
My name's Larry. You might have seen my name on the shields. You guys are just regular people.
Someone knocked all those shields down.
Yeah, you keep walking, and as you get to that opening, you can see that standing in this room is a large number of people. You can see that near the front, there's this tall, lanky human with very pale skin. And as you round the corner, you stop right there. Who are you? You can see behind him are a number of people that look like bandits of sorts, as well as 2 small goblins that are standing next to the pillar, kind of behind this tall, lanky human.
Well, I'll tell you who I am.
Oh, here we go.
I'm a kick-ass bard with a flippin' awesome sword. I'll run your punk ass through, then sing a song or 2. And if you've never heard of me, well, here's an introduction. My name is Orion.
You can take some inspiration.
Maybe it's gonna just close his eyes and hold it.
Wow,
Thank you.
That was really inspirational, Ryan. My name's Larry.
Hey there, Larry. The name's Talgroff. This is Korvac. He's the captain.
My name is Korvac.
Why are you bothering the Undertakers? And he kind of motions to the group around him. And you can see these 2 goblins off to the side. They're kind of like conversing with each other quietly. And you see them kind of smack each other every now and then.
Hello, I'll say in Goblin.
Hey, man, look, if you're going to be here, Pook and Spook, they're really like our bros, okay?
I will repeat those names in Goblin. Speaking Ook or whatever.
The goblins kind of look over at Larry, looking for some sort of response back. Looking behind them, you can see well-geared individuals. You can see some taller people, some smaller. All of them appear to be human. And I'd say the majority of you probably could make out, especially with your drift globe, that Larry in particular has some pretty nice-looking sharp teeth in his mouth. And a variety of the people here appear to have vampire-like teeth.
I'll still say in Goblin, what are you guys hanging out with a bunch of humans for?
You see them kind of looking back and forth, like, not sure if they're allowed to talk.
I'll like make a real. Yeah, right. I'm still singing Goblin. You right here.
One of them responds, "Well, I'm not supposed to talk to strangers," he says in Goblin, and Larry's like, "Hey, man, just be quiet. Let us like meet our new friends before you guys get to talk."
I'm gonna take like a step forward, rather be next to Larry, just to make sure that it's obvious my attention's on them and not Larry. Look, we're just like
Larry kind of takes a step in front of the goblins. "Look, man, they're just fragile little fellas, and we don't want to just let anybody talk to them. What are you doing here?"
I duck under between his legs and continue like, "Hey, we're friends, man. Look, I mean, you like this, I'm like this."
As he says that, Talgroff's gonna say, "We're looking for a shield, looking for maybe dwarven remains, or anything that looks like a squid, I guess."
I'll say in common is, "Oh yeah, squid man. and go back to speaking Goblin to these guys.
Yeah, as they're having this conversation, Korvac and Larry, you guys are kind of like ducking up and down, Larry's trying to cover the goblins. You're constantly trying to find a position you can see them. But Larry's like, so you're looking for like a squid man and a shield and dwarves.
That's what we said, yeah.
I don't really know much about any of that. Do you guys? And he kind of turns around and you're like, no, never heard of that.
Are they all like skinny and pale? Like
no. Looking throughout this crowd, you actually notice that there's two figures that are lankier and more pale than the rest of the figures. Their teeth look much more pristine than the rest of the figures in this room. The rest of the figures, you can make out it's some sort of like dress-up teeth. Like very fake vampire teeth on the majority of the characters here. And you can see that there's a lot of them have caked on like stage makeup, like some sort of actors, very obviously so.
all this now to be like, all their teeth are fake. I won't point, but I'll be like, except for 2 of them.
I don't care about their teeth. They just seem to be in the way. They don't know anything about what we need. Let's move past them, eh?
Look, this is kind of like our territory, you know? Do you just want to get through?
Yeah, that'd be good.
All right. That's fine.
How do we do that?
Well, I mean, you got legs, right? He kind of motions
2
past
of them
past the statues. Yeah, they seem fine. He kind of motions to the goblins to come over, and the goblins kind of scurry over to you and, what is it you're doing here? And then the other goblin, he says, shut up. And he's talking to the other goblin, kind of smacks him in the side of the head.
My name is Korvac. I'll reach my hand out.
I'm Pook. And then the other one says, no, you're Spook, and smacks him in the side of the head again, reaches out his hand. I'm Pook.
Pook and Spook.
Pook kind of looks back at you, or whichever one. You're not really sure at this point. What are you doing here? Are you like a goblin?
Not quite. But where I'm from, they call it Captain, not Goblin. What are you doing hanging out with a bunch of humans?
Yeah, well, they're nice guys. Wink, wink. He audibly says, and then the other one, he says, shut up, and smacks him in the rib cage. You're gonna ruin our cover.
And what cover might that be, Ook?
I like that. Yeah, just call us Ook. We're Ook. I'm Ook. This is Ook.
Ook.
We're
All right, Ook, other Ook, whatever. What do you mean they're nice guys?
Look, we have some information. We were told, and the other one, he shut up.
It's okay. I'm friends with Mr. Red, and you know Mr. Red clearly. Ook and Ook. Korvac.
The one with the more higher pitched voice, he says in common, Mr. Red, who are you talking about? And his friend kind of smacks him in the side. Shut up! Look, I don't know. These guys, they just kind of run around, and there are guides through this place. They know every tunnel, everything throughout here.
Why are you wearing fake teeth?
Well, we're actors.
Oh, acting.
Some of us are actors. Kind of looks around at some others. Some just look like imposters. And he looks at the one with the more fake teeth.
So you guys are actors. Do you have any shows coming up?
Well, no. I wish we did, but our leaders, our directors have had a rather falling out, as it were.
Do you need a new one?
No, what we really need is just for the solution to be solved, but that's hardly your problem.
What's the problem?
Hardly yours. I think you just said that.
Well, if you wish to make it your problem.
I don't. I just want to know what it is.
Our director, Uktal, as he calls himself.
Ook. As I look over.
He's gone rather method with his acting. You see, he believes himself a real vampire. He's gone so far as to sleep in a coffin. He drove off our co-director, Haraya, and they seem to be having rather a spat. Look, are you passing through, or are we just going to stand here and become friends? Because really, I'm down for either.
What the hell?
Do you think, well, we'd love to pass through. Do you think that you said these 2 little green guys are really good at guiding people? Can they guide us on past?
I am so sorry, but they work for us. If only there was a way you could repay me.
I can give you money.
No, he can't. He doesn't have any money to give right now.
Yes, I do.
He is not. As I try to snatch the back out of his hand.
Is not something I really concern myself with. I concern myself with ale and keeping it flowing. And with the current spat between my directors, there's no ale. You return the ale, I'll happily allow you the guides.
You know, ale is pretty heavy, and even though we got lots of brawn, we might need someone tall and strong. You got anyone that's pretty tall, maybe real fleshy?
Wink, wink.
Are you flirting with me?
No, I'm just saying I can't really transport a whole lot of ale, just maybe one barrel.
Well, you don't need to transport it. My director has it transported.
Okay, never mind then.
He sounds so unenthused about everything in his life.
Well, if it's just us going to talk to him to getting your ale back, show us the way, I guess. We'll take it from him.
If you wish, sure, I'll send the ooks with you.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Of course, it is my pleasure.
Sounds like it.
Kind of leans back against the post, and the ooks come over. Yeah, well, follow us, okay? We know the way. And the other small goblin, the other ook, he says, "No, I know the way. You don't know the way. Come on!" And they start making their way past these statues. And as you're going, they start just talking to each other. Well, I'm a Sagittarius, you know. I've traveled all the halls in here, and no, you're a Pisces. I've told you this so many times. Look at your back; it's carved into your back.
Ook, I'm pretty sure you're neither. You're actually goblins.
Well, yeah, everybody has a birth sign. Our moms carved them into our backs. And so they pull up the back of their shirts as they're kind of weaving through hallways now and making their way through rooms. And you see that there is a scar in the shape of an unknown constellation to you. Well, you know, we've been down here for quite a while. We're the best guides around, and correction, I'm the best guide around. You, Ook, have no idea what's going on. My name's Spook, and they start going back and forth for a couple of minutes. And as you guys get so sucked into this ridiculous conversation, you realize that they have gone quite a distance, and you're not really sure where you are at this point. One of the goblins, he turns to wait, was it a left? Was it a right? And well, you said you were leading. You know every tunnel in this place. And look, you said you were leaving. You're the Pisces. You lead everybody, right? That's what Mom always said.
One of you better decide who's leading right now.
And as you're kind of looking around now, you can see that you're in this long hallway with a number of statues all around you, different from the previous statues. But it is an enormously long hallway. The drift globe doesn't light up all the way. And well, I thought we were going. Where were we going, guys? It's where. And his brother now just getting so frustrated. You see, he pulls out a dagger and he goes up to the other ook. And if you don't figure out where we are right now,
wait, hold
this
on.
Guy's gonna kill you.
Hold on.
I want to take my great sword out and just kind of drop it in between them on the ground. Stop!
Well, it's his fault. He's the one that led us down this wrong path and got us all
Enough.
lost.
All right. Where were you taking us?
Well, where Larry said to go.
What were you doing with those humans?
Well, we're spies, because they told us. Wow. They told us that we're like the smartest goblins they've ever met. And his brother kind of nods. And, that's right, smartest. Look, I'll be honest with you. Most of the time, we just get hammered with all the other guys in the camp, and we know the dungeon. You know.
It doesn't look like it right now.
Well, that's why you never have my brother lead. And then the other goblin, you always
Stop.
say me.
Neither of you know where this flesh golem is.
I don't even know what a flesh golem is, man. No.
You ever seen a really nice shield?
I've seen a lot of nice shields in my day. The best.
Anything around in the dungeon that maybe was being carried by a sorceress or something, surrounded by snake people?
And then the goblins look at each other and, snake people? I mean, you'd think with how specific and descriptive you are, it'd just stand out if we'd seen it. So, probably not, unless
we just drank too much that night. And then maybe. And he looks at his brother, and his brother, yeah, maybe.
My head hurts.
So, hey, are we trying to find this golem, or are we going to try to find these directors and get them the egg?
No. To hell with these guys. They're a bunch of... What?
If they don't know about the monster and they can take us to the director, we can... Well, maybe we can ask them
these two
about
are taking us to the director. They're part of the other crew.
To be fair, I don't think these guys are taking us anywhere. They were just bickering for the last 5 minutes
Look,
on which way to go.
We're almost there, okay? And he kind of gets down over next to his brother. They start whispering to each other. Korvac, if you want to make a perception check, since you're the only one who knows Goblin.
-1.
Okay. Yeah, you just hear them kind of whispering to each other, and they break apart. And, yeah, we're nearly there. We figured out where we are. We know exactly where we're at now.
As soon as he's done with that, I'm going to sweep him off the ground and push him against the wall. I'm like, if you get us lost, I will rip your head off.
Yeah, he kind of looks around side to side. Yeah, okay, we're lost. And that's where we'll call it a session.
Awesome. Oh, man.
Hey guys, thanks for listening to this episode from our series, Dungeon of the Wacky Wizard. Make sure to like, follow, rate, review, and subscribe on your preferred platform. Then while you're at it, head on over to our Patreon for all the latest info on future releases. Look out for our next episode on February 3rd, here on the Lazy BardCast.
Does anyone else smell toast?
What?
I think I am having stroke.
We look back, he's just on the ground.
What?
And I rolled all the 90 slides.
Oh.
It's just a dumb joke. We can cut that out.